What's up, Prepper Nation? John here. Want to talk about a few things that you folks can be doing to help yourself get ready for the shift events that we all know are coming at this point. Before I go there, I want to thank you folks. Prepper Nation just passed 4,000 subscribers this morning. I woke up to it and that was awesome news, so thank you very much for that. And then on top of that, I need to thank Lynn over on Patreon, who signed up to become one of the upper class citizens. She got the bigger package over on Patreon, so thank you. I have sent a message with my personal email to you over there on Patreon. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about three things, folks, because I'm gonna make this video as short as possible. Three things that can really help you, whether you're a novice or a more advanced prepper, things you need to be doing right now. First of all, I am amazed at the amount of messages and emails that I receive from people who have recently purchased a gun, who tell me that they've never shot a gun and that they're very timid. They're anxious around them. They're kind of scared of them. So number one for me would be, do not ever carry a gun until you can safely carry a gun. I understand that people are nervous. I understand the anxiety with everything that's going on, folks, but you need to know how to handle the weapon that you have. So for example, something as small as a .22 pistol is a good place to start. But, you know, a lot of people rush out and they'll get 9mm, whatever you rushed out to get. You need to be proficient with it. You need to understand how to shoot it. You need to be able to handle it safely. The biggest tip that I can give folks here is to find a gun range locally. Most places have a gun range where you can go and there's a certified range instructor, and their job literally is to show you how to handle a weapon safely and how to shoot it, and to get you more comfortable with the idea of shooting any sort of gun, from handgun to shotgun. But if you're brand new to guns, I would not suggest a shotgun right off the bat. I would not suggest an AR or an AK or something to that degree right off the bat. I would go with a smaller handgun, .22, maybe a .380, and go from there. So seek out a gun range and a certified range instructor. Don't feel stupid when you walk in and tell them that you've never shot a gun before. This is their job. They see this all the time, and they will walk you through in the most basic way and show you how to, at the very least, handle a gun safely. You do not want the you-know-what to hit the fan and have a 9mm that you've never shot, because at that point, you're as much of a danger to your family as the people trying to kick the door in. You understand what I'm saying? So find a range. If you don't have a range in your area, contact your local police department. A lot of times sheriffs will give gun safety courses, or even seek out a concealed carry class, which is, they're offered pretty much anywhere. They run about 50 or so bucks, and they're a 4 to 5 hour course where you can, they'll walk you through everything. They'll make sure that you can handle it safely, and you know how to carry it safely. And then the bonus there on top of that is, at that point, you can legally apply for a license to conceal carry, which is always good. Okay, so folks, tip number two, and this is something I like to do a lot, and other people should be doing it if they're not doing it already. Hike and go camping. If you've never been camping in your entire life, you probably don't want to focus on a bug out bag that is going to rely on your ability to camp off grid. You need to know how to do it. And the best way to learn how to camp is to camp. Get out there away from everything. You know what I'm saying? Get with a spouse or get with a couple of your friends. Go hiking for the day. Spend the weekend camping. And once you get out there, you will realize, man, I wish I had an axe. Man, I really wish we would have brought more water or more food. And this is going to let you know that you can make a mental note at this point what you need to add to the bug out bag. Maybe you brought a lot of stuff along that you never use the entire weekend. If this is the case, pull it out of the bug out bag when you get back home and replace it with something that you really wish you would have brought along. Best way to learn. While you're there, work on not only putting tents up, but maybe shelter building, work on fire building, fishing, things of this nature. And again, hiking. Maybe every couple of weekends, hit a different place until you find the perfect bug out location, you and your group. I do suggest going with someone and not going alone. And then finally, the third piece of advice that I would give people out there, new preppers and advanced preppers, and this is something that happens here at the Ponderosa every now and then and is blamed on the power company. Go down into the basement or find your breaker box and throw the main breaker. Kill the power for the weekend and see how your family handles it. You know, just throw the breaker. See how people are able to get by in your family. See what the struggles are, right? See if all of the lighting and things like that you have put away, it's a good way to test what you have. It's a good way to put your plan into action and see if you're spot on or what you need to improve. Everybody needs to improve in some way. So by throwing the breaker for the weekend, it's going to throw your family into panic mode, first of all, because of digital devices and things like that. But they're going to have to learn, whether they want to or not, how to prep and especially shelter in. So in other words, the first tip is gun safety, which is an obvious one. The second one is basically centered around the idea of bugging out. And it really puts bugging out to the test. Baptism under fire, if you will. And then the third thing is sheltering in place. You get to practice sheltering in place. The family can be in on it, or the family can be completely blind to the fact. Either way, it's a good time to go ahead and test some of the freeze-dried foods and things. If you can afford to replace them, go ahead and drop $25 at your local Walmart or Target. Most of those carry the I think it's the 72-hour emergency food, like the freeze-dried kits. Go ahead and do it, and see if you're able to build a small fire in a fire pit outside and heat up water, and then put it to the freeze-dried foods and things like that, just to see how your family deals with the adversity and to see how you deal with the adversity. Guys, it's great that you're here on the channel, and it's great that you're searching other channels for information on how to prep. That's a great way to learn. Books are also a great way to learn. But at the end of the day, the best way to learn is by doing. And so watch the videos, Viking Preparedness is an awesome channel. The Prepared Mind is an awesome channel. And I would also look up bushcraft channels, especially for the bugging out part of your plan. Bushcraft channels are going to show you how to do a lot of things out in the woods or out in the wild, as opposed to urban prepping. If urban prepping is going to be your deal, look up the Angry Prepper. He is fantastic, and also Canadian Prepper, and they can show you how to do it urban style and how to survive, in the city, if you will. But again, the best way to do it, the best way to learn is by doing. So watch the videos, read the books, try and retain the knowledge, and then put it to practical use. Anyway, that's the top 3 things that I would be doing right now, other than stocking food and water to the rafters. And ammunition if you can find it. But anyway, this is Prepper Nation. This is John, and I really would appreciate if you have not subbed to the channel already. Doing so takes 2 seconds, and it helps out a lot. For those of you who have subbed to the channel, thank you so much. I am forever grateful for that. And if you have a little bit of change to spare, Patreon begins at $1 a month. The link is down below. And as always, folks, thank you and God bless.